Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to Letting It Out to Let It Go series, which is dedicated to healing, growth, and finding closure. Here, I narrate your personal stories, capturing the raw experiences and lessons that shaped you. This series is a safe space for anyone seeking to let go of the past that they've been holding for some reason by letting it out there, ultimately leading to peace of mind. Names in the story have been changed out of respect for everyone involved and to protect their privacy. My cousin sister from my mother's side, Emma, was about to get married. So we went to Mumbai for 15 days. This trip was already a challenge because my father didn't want us to go for so long. And he had told us that if I failed my exams, which were supposed to be 2 days later after we returned back, he would stop my studies. But we still went there as planned. While we were there, Emma asked me and another cousin, Samantha, to go out with her to have some fun at night. It was a girls' night out, like a bachelorette party. But there was a problem. Her family had strictly forbidden her from going out before the wedding, believing that stepping out just days before the ceremony would bring bad luck or attract the evil eye. However, Emma was determined to go out without informing her immediate family. Only our eldest aunt, whose house we were staying at, and we knew about her plan. I could see that this situation was very risky because they were planning to leave after 9 pm. My father usually called around that time, at night. And if he found out, which he definitely would have, I'm saying this because I know him since childhood, he would have realized that I wasn't with my mother, creating a huge issue. In fact, he had sent me with strict instructions to stay with my mother. To give you some context about what I'm trying to say, something similar had happened before when we had gone to Mumbai for 7 days after Emma's mother, my aunt, had passed away. Like I said, we were supposed to stay there for a week. But my father suddenly booked our tickets on the third day and just called to inform us that we were coming back home. After returning home, my grandfather scolded my brother a lot, saying, "You don't care about your father." At that time, my father had to wear a wrist support. But in the beginning, he himself was the one, he was okay with us going for a week. He was the one who booked the tickets for the week. My grandfather even accused us of having tea party there in the funeral. But honestly, who would do that at a funeral? I quickly understood that my grandfather must have influenced my father's decision to bring us back early. And maybe my aunt, my father's sister, had also had a hand in it because she too was there. Everyone was continuously reciting tasbih for my aunt, that is Emma's mother, who had passed away. And my paternal aunt, that is my father's sister, arrived when they were serving tea. The tea was being served because everyone who were reciting tasbih were doing that for hours. And tea was served just as a refreshment. So you can imagine what might have gone down. Fearing the same thing would happen during Emma's wedding too, I just didn't want it to risk anything or give my father a reason to do that again. To call us home back for petty reasons. I tried to explain to Emma that my father could call at any moment and it was very important for me to be with my mother. It's not like Emma was unaware of how my father was. Yet she chose to not understand. I didn't want the same thing that happened during my aunt's funeral to happen during Emma's wedding. If I had gone out with them and my father had found out, I'm saying it again, which he would have, He might have gotten so angry that he could have cancelled our attendance at Emma's wedding altogether. There was no telling what he might do. I wasn't willing to take that risk and miss the wedding just for a few moments of fun. But Emma just couldn't understand my point of view. For her, the only thing that mattered was that I refused to go with her. Just before leaving, she said to my face, "My life has more problem than yours." She didn't even try to understand my emotions or my situation. Her words hurt me a lot. First of all, she had no idea what was going on in my life, yet she claimed to know how unfairly life had treated her. Who was she to say that to me? Was she living my life? Did she know anything about me? We barely had any time to spend with each other. We barely talked on the phone. So she barely knew me and my life. So how could she compare her life to mine and declare that her problems were greater? The decision I made that night was logical, with long-term consequences in mind. In fact, I made it for Emma's own good, for her own sake. If she had shown some maturity, she would have appreciated that I was avoiding unnecessary trouble to ensure her wedding went smoothly. Also, Emma has a common line that she repeats often. At least twice she had told me directly, "My problems are bigger than yours. In fact, my problems are the biggest." The first time she said it irritated me a lot. But then a time came when, indeed, she started facing bigger problems than me. And somewhere, I believe it happened because she kept on saying that. She unknowingly manifested it into her life. There's a saying that spoken words eventually come true. Whether you believe it or not, I do now. From my sister Emma's example, I've learned an important lesson. Always speak positively, especially about yourself and your loved ones. As I said before, a time came when her life truly became harder than mine. A few months after her wedding, Emma got pregnant. But in the 5th month, the baby's heartbeat stopped. Her in-laws blamed her, even though it was their fault. They made her do excessive household chores and didn't let her rest. Her husband didn't even come to see her at the hospital. He only went to bury the baby. Then her shameless in-laws wanted her to return to their house just 15 days after the tragedy, even though the doctor had clearly stated that Emma needed at least a month of rest. Eventually, her in-laws told her not to come back at all. As months passed, they got divorced. In the end, her shameless ex-husband added one last insult. He accused her of practicing black magic. It's so easy, right? To render a woman characterless, just say she's doing black magic. I think it's so cheap that people do that. Time passed and months turned into years. Then came the time for Emma's brother's wedding. We all traveled to Gujarat for it. This time, only my mother and I went from our side because my brother had gotten a job in another city and he couldn't attend it. And my father, well, he was just like that. He didn't want it to come. To be honest, I didn't feel like going, but I went for my mother's happiness. If I hadn't gone, she wouldn't get to go either. So, I mentally prepared myself, but after spending so much time alone, in isolation, suddenly being among so many people felt strange. It felt like my energy was draining quickly. This wasn't just happening to me, it was happening to my mother as well. Still, I tried my best to act normal, but there were some situations I couldn't handle properly. A lot happened in those 15 days. To be continued in the next video.